Happy astrological period, Gemini. Welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. I'd like to go on and get you started with your romance reading, which is going to be in effect until the 15th of next month. And as always, I've already shuffled the cards and I'm illustrating them as we see here, okay? I'm going to be using the regular deck today. Okay, let's go on and make a few general assessments. I'd like to start off first with just looking at this suit assessment here. You have a predominance, Gemini, mostly hearts and diamonds here because the Jack of Clubs actually was a card that fell to the bottom, so it's really not a part of the original spread. So Gemini, with that said, this combination of heart to diamonds kind of denote plans that are going to really run smoothly for you and that a goal is going to be easily attained, you know. It also shows, too, that your primary concern pertain to your emotional responses to a situation, Gemini, be it the affairs of the heart, your job, or celebration, and perhaps a myriad of other events. You know, because hearts are usually considered a good omen. They usually forebodes well for security and really good health, you know. And since also there are a predominance of diamonds here, there may also or might also be a concern about your resources, Gemini, what might include money, career, property, or economic concerns. They show that you kind of want to approach the matter with a very practical attitude and that you're really trying to be very realistic. You know, abundance of diamonds indicates business success and money, you know. But I'm seeing here, just looking at your arrangement here, there are no spades, Gemini, and spades are missing. So you might be a bit disengaged from this situation. You might need to take action or kind of learn to communicate better because Gemini, stagnation or perhaps a lack of set boundaries or structure might be impeding the process or may be a bit problematic for you, you know. And this lack of challenge, Gemini, could potentially cause you to become bored, you know. Because aspects of communication or healthy conflict might be missing in this situation, which kind of makes things a little uninteresting or perhaps surfacing. Also plausible, Gemini, given your obvious state of stress and perhaps worry, the absence of swords is very striking here, you know, as it also suggests that perhaps your worries might be a bit unfounded and certainly not supported by these cards, okay? So since your reading also, Gemini, contains no court cards, you know, other than the one that, as I mentioned from the onset, falling to the bottom, which is not necessarily a part of the reading. There may be a lack of control or perhaps leadership in your situation, which would suggest, you know, perhaps, Gemini, additional guidance might be in order for you. Okay? Let's move right along and look at your number structure, your number trend here. Without adding this jack, I added the remaining cards here. And I come up with a quintessence or a total of three, a reduced total of 3, Gemini. So therefore, this reading shows a lot of growth for you. It shows multiplying. It shows that plans are going to beginning to become real for you, and says that the more you kind of give to a situation now, certainly the greater the long-term rewards are going to be. So the final counsel, Gemini, would perhaps be for you to kind of, you know, really try to tread on fertile ground and trust in the lively process. And although delays sometimes come with this number, Geminis, always remember that there is certainly a promise of future success or later success, okay? So let's look at your prevailing numbers here. And since they are mostly middle numbers, Gemini, between like 3, 7, or whatnot, you know, your situation is kind of already established or ongoing. And your question is in the midway stage of this matter. Also, I feel, Gemini, that you're about to experience major changes in your life with this also. Okay? Let's move right along, Gemini, and look at a few of your card combinations here. We have the 3 of diamonds, and let's combine that with the 9 of hearts. And this shows that you presently may already be in a relationship or a rekindle new relationship that has the potential to grow, to kind of go the distance. And it looks like it's probably more so with a water sign or with a an earthy type temperament, I'm feeling, you know, that perhaps that you may already be with. Okay, you also have the 4 of hearts here. Let's combine that with the 9 of hearts. And Gemini, this shows that you might be involved with someone who is irresponsible, who might act very immaturely. And again, it may not be the person that you're presently actually with, but it may be somebody on the side perhaps that you're dealing with. Okay. Let's also make another combination here. We have the 3 of diamonds here. And let's combine that with the 4 of hearts. So that shows a possible energy that might be, or that might result in some great perks for you. Okay. We also have this 3 of diamonds here, Gemini, which is, interesting enough. It looks like that there's something legal going on, or something legal perhaps started with you guys. It could be involved with, in conjunction with property, or with rental agreements, or with anything, money, or some type of money owed, or something of that nature. I'm feeling that you should not worry about that, because you have very vibrant cards around you. And I feel that that matter is going to be settled in your favor, or you're going to work out some type of a workable plan and get through with it. Or, in fact, you might receive the necessary funding that's needed in order to take care of that legal matter, okay? All right. So let's go on and look at your caller interpretation here. You have lively red cards here. So it shows a very good outcome, and that things should go very smoothly for you within the time frame that I've noted from you from now until the 15th. Let's go on and look at a few dignitary or elementary dignitaries. In Geminis, when one element is combined with another, these two elements kind of form a reaction, which can kind of result in a positive, negative, or neutral effect. We have the 6 of diamonds here, and we combine that with the 9 of hearts. We have earth to water. So this combination, it has somewhat of a neutral effect, Gemini, because the practicality of earth generally has the effect of really stabilizing water's deeply flowing emotions. And earth helps waters to kind of keep its deeply emotions in check. So energy remains unchanged up into the 3 of diamonds. You see how the water continues to you still have the same type of energies function. Okay, now we're going to move on and we see how we have the 3 of diamonds here, and let's combine that with the 8 of clubs. And this combination has little effect on one another, Gemini. And finally, we have this 8 of clubs here, which is fire, to the 4 of hearts, which is water. And this combination is kind of opposite and kind of tends to weaken each other, causing havoc and conflict. And this conflict would kind of be evident really in your situation when it comes to you worrying and stressing about certain things. Okay, let's go right along and move along and get right into your reading. Let's start with the bottom card here. We have the Jack of Clubs falling here. So this Jack refers, Gemini, to a fire sign. It could be an Aries, a Sagittarius, or Leo. For some reason, I'm also getting a strong feeling of a Libra as well. Okay, but in cartomancy, Gemini, this card is really considered a best friend card. The faithful friend type card. This is potentially someone that you perhaps want to unite with, or have been worrying about, because you feel things should be better, and you've had no other choice but to wait aimlessly for something to kind of turn up. However, this card says that an exciting proposition is going to certainly turn up, so get ready, even perhaps a passionate, liaison. This Jack of Clubs, just to give you a few more clues about him, he's kind of, I'm kind of feeling, or he or she has either dark hair or eyes, and they're very romantic and very idealistic, And I'm kind of feeling that perhaps your relationship might be going through a sexless phase with perhaps your current partner that you with, or you're just maybe acting as friends. But this card is kind of telling you that despite all of the challenges that you may have been experiencing with your current partner, and I kind of feel that, this partner could kind of, I'm feeling getting earth type temperaments too, that, it's going to be there for you, that, when all others have kind of gone, and it's, like I said, someone that you're pretty much already with. Okay, let's move right along and look at your first card, which would let me know your central situation in this matter. We have the 6 of diamonds here. So with that card, Gemini, the moon is in Taurus, but it could be an earth type temperament. It could be just as well a Capricorn or Virgo. Okay, and with this card, it says that your relationship appears to be very karmic, because this card is all about helpful support. It's all about generosity and opportunity. It says that you might be a bit headstrong, Gemini, or anxious, and might feel that, like, you have unfinished business to take care of as it relates to your relationship and perhaps other areas. This card is kind of saying to those presently in a relationship that your relationship has the chance to go the distance, because it is certainly flowered with a lot of compassion and understanding. And what you seem to give is, what you get. It also shows that perhaps a lover might have recently given you financial help. Alternatively, for those of you wishing to reunite with someone, it shows that there may be some fear surrounding having a superficial relationship with no real depth and understanding. But this person is certainly going to be reaching out to you. And I'm feeling that for singles, you may have, just met a decent person, but don't make a hasty decision about a past acquaintance, or even Geminis in general. Don't make a hasty decision about a past acquaintance. It's usually someone that more than likely has hurt you, but they may have, or they may be returning to kind of, make the situation a bit better with you. Okay? All right, let's move on and look at, kind of look at what you kind of desire, really what kind of moves you on the inside or internally. We have the Nine of Hearts there. So Gemini, Jupiter is in Pisces with this card. So this nine is really the wish card, and it certainly forebodes well for any wish that you ask, and shows that you're certainly going to reconnect not only with a past lover, but your financial status is going to improve considerably. This card says that you want to be happy or enjoy life, and although, Gemini, you might want to reconnect with a past lover, it's hard for you to kind of come to a definite conclusion as to whether you should kind of continue to pursue this relationship or just leave it at bay. And this is simply due to, past issues, failures, or because of how you were treated. You're going to want things to kind of go differently than how they went. And this card is sort of asking you to really kind of, stop questioning things and don't make a rash decision, because anything could possibly be possible. For some of you, it also seems to suggest, too, that perhaps you may have been estranged from a past lover, perhaps maybe 8 to 9 months, and now you're kind of reconnecting or trying to reconnect with that individual. Okay? Let's move right along and look at your lover's attitude towards you. We have the Three of Diamonds falling in that position, and Gemini, Mars is in Capricorn. Okay, so this card is all about someone proving his or her aptitude to you. It's all about a test of some sort, Gemini. Therefore, in this position, this card says that, your partner kind of sees you in a relationship, perhaps as a test or a challenge in some way. Perhaps the two of you have had battles of will at times, and maybe domestic conflicts, perhaps. However, the good thing is, Gemini, is that he or she wants to kind of step his or her game up and kind of show you that he or she is ready for you. And he or she doesn't mind solving those problems to kind of make your relationship work. Because you and your current lover might potentially make plans for the future, and perhaps discuss living arrangements or even a possible move that might be coming up. I want to just take a step back here and see here that with this Nine of Hearts, even though it's not presented here in this layout, this Nine of Hearts, of course, is a good card, but it's surrounded by diamonds there. So it's showing to me that perhaps an injection of money might help whatever problems that you may have been experiencing with an estranged lover or a past lover. It may help ease the process or make things a bit better for you. Let's go on and look at your next card and just look at your attitude towards your lover. And we have the Eight of Clubs there. So with the Eight of Clubs, Gemini, Mercury is in Sagittarius. So this 8 is all about new opportunities, romance, traveling, surprises, and really things that really occur at a very rapid pace. It indicates new vitality in a relationship, and as such, Gemini, it says that you're going to feel that your lover is cheerful, as exciting, and one who has a very good aura around him or her. Although, Gemini, he or she might be a bit frustrating at times to you. Okay? And I'm feeling that you might feel him or her a bit impatient at times too, Gemini, but You trust in the right outworkings of your affairs and you hope for the best. Because this card is kind of asking you to kind of stop being overly anxious about your affairs and kind of let time be the deciding factor. And although, Gemini, things might be a bit up in the air for you or perhaps unsettled, you should understand that the universe or God certainly knows what you need, and you're going to thus surmount all these obstacles that you're feeling that are challenging you right now. Okay, let's move on to your last card, and just to give you a bit of advice here, we have the Four of Hearts there. So Gemini, the moon is in Cancer with that. So this four is all about a sulking type person. It's about, experiences that really no longer makes us happy, Gemini. This card is sort of asking you to take your mind off your problem, be it your lover, your work, and really try to do something more pleasurable for yourself before. And, for those of you kind of wanting to reconnect with a past lover who has hurt you, this card says, when you do reconnect, because you're certainly going to receive that phone call or email, don't go easy on him or her. You might need to show him or her that you have been a bit annoyed about what they've done to you. It asks you to kind of keep your eyes open and don't, refuse, gestures of, reconnecting that is kind of, it seems that is not really meant, for despite how things might look to the contrary, because there is certainly a hint in this card of a brighter tomorrow. And you might need to re-examine, what you give to this relationship and understand its healthy and unhealthy forms. There's nothing wrong with helping someone, but don't let anyone use you either. And this card also brings out a sense of, you're feeling lost because you feel somehow you may have lost this individual to someone else, and jealousy is sometimes implicit in this card, but you got to learn how to kind of work around this feeling. Okay, so Gemini, this is what I have for you. I certainly hope that this resonates with you guys, and as I'm sure most of you have heard, you might need to have to go back and ensure that you're currently still subscribed, because YouTube has done a few tricky things with subscriptions. So go back and check to make sure that you're subscribed. And for those of you who have yet to subscribe, please feel free to do so. I certainly look forward to hearing your comments. And again, with any reading, the information that I've just presented to you may not resonate with everybody. However, for those for whom this reading is meant, I certainly look forward to hearing your comments, and do enjoy your evening. And I certainly will be posting more interesting readings for you guys. And once again, happy birthday to you all. Thank you.